So this is the Galactic Atlas. This is a web-based companion experience for No Man's Sky, and the fine folks at Hello Games who we worked with on this had identified that whilst the game was obviously extremely popular, doing extremely well, there was a lot in the game that they weren't able to get across in the initial launch and the announces, and so they were aware that the community were doing some incredible things, making amazing discoveries, making their own games, just kind of treating the No Man's Sky universe as a sandbox, and they wanted a mechanism to share these stories and these experiences beyond the kind of traditional marketing channels. So we built this as the Galactic Atlas, and what we're essentially presenting here are a bunch of what are referred to as community hubs. So players in the No Man's Sky universe were congregating in certain areas and, as I say, kind of creating their own experiences within No Man's Sky. A good example of that is this place here. This is the original Galactic Hub that kind of was somewhat the catalyst for these player communities, where a bunch of players decided we're all going to go to this part of the universe and we're going to try and discover everything there is to discover in a particular place. So we wanted to highlight that and show there are these communities, there are these things that they're doing. They are discovering all of the solar systems within an area, and we've got the description. We're surfacing sort of heroes who has done the most discovery within this area, and various other useful, interesting points. What we also identified as part of developing this was there were a lot more community hubs. I think we originally expected there to be about 12, and there were a lot of these. But also, even within those hubs and beyond, there were player stories outside of these hubs, and just individual players making their own fun, having their own story to tell. So we organised a process where we reached out to the community and we canvassed feedback and got players to submit their own stories, and which is what all of these points plotted here are, where players could upload images and describe the experience they had. And yeah, from the original 12 we ended up with several hundred, I think maybe even thousands of submissions, and we kind of curated the best of those. And there's all sorts of things, from amazing discoveries to discoveries that were named after lost loved ones or celebrities, kind of in honor of, all sorts of amazing things. And that was the purpose of this, was just to share that No Man's Sky was a lot more than just kind of the discovery experience that is kind of the core of the No Man's Sky play experience. But the community made it so much more, and the Galactic Atlas was kind of a homage to that effort and recognition and a bit of signposting. And yeah, it's been a really great project.
Yeah, what I really like about this is, because obviously it launched a year or two after the game came out, it would be quite easy to put this down as pure engagement piece, which I would say it very much falls into the engagement category, because it really fits that bill of, I'm not playing the game and I want to be thinking about the game, and I'm out on the bus and I can look at the Galactic Atlas and I can start looking at areas that maybe I want to go explore, because what this has is like portal code so that you can find the areas. So that's a really good piece of keeping you thinking about the game, thinking about the next time you play the game or you're not. But I think also this is a really nice acquisition piece, because if you're someone who plays No Man's Sky and you're trying to get someone to play No Man's Sky, or you just happen to come across it, if you see this as your first engagement with it, this is really interesting to look at. Oh, I didn't realize the game was all about this. This is really interesting, and I could actually get involved in this once I start playing the game. So I think it fits really nicely into both of those categories of interesting new players, and also keeping the existing players feeling recognized and feeling engaged, and giving them something else to do outside of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And the acquisition piece, you're exactly right. So if you are a current player and you submitted your story and then you were featured on the Galactic Atlas, we've got every one of these points is individually addressable, so you could go and share your point of interest and share your experience, share your story, which of course is the gateway for potentially new people. This is a web-based experience, and obviously everybody has a web browser, it works on mobile, so this is an extremely low barrier to entry peek into the No Man's Sky universe. And yeah, really good for acquisition and really good for recognition and engagement.